Ukrainian forces shot secret Chechen camp in Mariupol. Kadyrov is withdrawing from the war. Feared Chechen special forces are fighting house to house in besieged Mariupol, while hundreds of women and children remain trapped in the rubble of a city theater destroyed by Russian invaders. Video said to have been released by pro-Putin Chechen warlord Ramzan Kadyrov shows heavily armed fighters from the region pounding a high-rise building in the bombed-out city during a fierce gunfight with Ukrainian soldiers. The propaganda video then cuts before showing some of the Chechen fighters emerging from the building with children in their arms while supposedly liberating civilians. The footage emerged as hundreds of people were still feared trapped under the rubble of a theater in the devastated city. Evacuees have also told of the hell they have been subjected to at the hands of Vladimir Putin's men. Russian troops have now reached the city center and civilians remain hiding in bunkers while fighters battle on the streets. Mariupol Mayor Vadim Boychenko said tanks and machine gun battles continue. There's no city center left. There isn't a small piece of land in the city that doesn't have signs of war. We were careful and didn't want the children to see the bodies, so we tried to shield their eyes, he said. We were nervous the whole journey. It was frightening, just frightening. Serhiy Taruta, a Ukrainian politician, said that around 130 people had been rescued from the theater, but hundreds of others are unaccounted for, possibly buried under rubble in one part of the bomb shelter, and cannot be evacuated because rescue services have been destroyed by Russian troops. No one understands. Services that are supposed to help are demolished. Rescue and utility services are physically destroyed. A lot of doctors have been killed. This means that all the survivors of the bombing will either die under the ruins of the theater or have already died. Meanwhile, survivors of the siege who managed to flee described the city as hell, saying that people are being left to bleed or burn to death in the streets because doctors cannot reach them and hospitals have been destroyed, with the bodies covered by a thin layer of soil and makeshift burials. Russia's defense ministry said on Friday that its troops have now entered the city and are fighting in the center, amid fears that it could soon fall into Putin's hands after 3 weeks of shelling weakened the defenses. If the city does fall, it will be the largest captured so far, albeit at the cost of near totally destroying it. Russia's defense ministry said on Friday that its troops have now entered the city and are fighting in the center, amid fears that it could soon fall into Putin's hands after 3 weeks of shelling weakened the defenses. If the city does fall, it will be the largest captured so far, albeit at the cost of near totally destroying it. She described how a bomb hit the school last week, wounding a woman in the hip with a piece of shrapnel. She was lying on the first floor of the high school all night and prayed for poison so that she would not feel pain, Svetlana said. She was taken by the Red Cross within a day. I pray to God she is well. She added, there is no food, no medicine. If there is no snow with such urban fights, people will not be able to go out to get water. People have no water left. Pharmacies, grocery stores, everything is robbed or burned. The dead are not taken out. Police recommend to the relatives of those who died of a natural death to open the windows and lay the bodies on the balcony. I know you think you understand, but you will never understand unless you were there. I pray that this will not happen again in any of the cities of Ukraine or of the world. Despite the pleas, shelling was well underway in other Ukrainian cities on Friday, with Lviv in the west of the country, the capital Kyiv, and Kharkiv in the east come under fire. The war launched by Russian President Vladimir Putin ground into its 4th week as his troops have failed to take Kyiv, a major objective in their hopes of forcing a settlement or dictating the country's future political alignments. But back home in Moscow, Putin today gave a tub-thumping speech to tens of thousands of banner-waving Russians in an attempt to drum up support for his stalled invasion. In a rare acknowledgement of battlefield woes in Ukraine, Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov has admitted to high losses in his ranks after artillery shelling by Kyiv's troops. At the beginning of this week, one of the Chechen units was shelled in the Kherson region. Kadyrov, a prominent ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin and the ruler of the Chechen Republic, said on Telegram late on Thursday. The Kremlin ally rarely reveals defeats but admitted that losses among his fighters, who are supporting Russia, were big on that day. Ukrainian sources had reported earlier this week that a Chechen unit in the southern Ukrainian region of Kherson had given away its location via photos on social networks, which led to it being hit by artillery fire. Kadyrov's comments were unusual given that pro-Moscow forces have rarely admitted to major battlefield losses, and Russian officials do not publish figures on their own casualties. The Chechen leader also called on his compatriots to be mobilized for the war in Ukraine. Since the beginning of the Russian war more than 8 months ago, Kadyrov has distinguished himself as one of the fiercest supporters of the conflict and has also sent his own units into Ukraine. But he has regularly criticized the Russian army leadership, often in conjunction with the financier of the mercenary Wagner units, Yevgeny Prigozhin, for being too soft. Kadyrov has also called for the use of nuclear weapons against Ukraine. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky compared his country's fight against Russia with the Nazi resistance in World War II, saying Moscow is pursuing the same goals as Nazism once did. The form of evil has changed, but the essence is unchanged, Zelensky said in a video message broadcast in Kyiv on Thursday night. Russia, he said, had gone from neighbor to aggressor to terrorist, and was guilty of war crimes.